Snow White came out not too long ago, and let's just say a lot of people did not like the film. It was rated like 1.8 on IMDb, making it one of the worst rated movies Disney has ever put out, and this is for a live action film. Most live action movies that Disney has put out made over 300 million and more. As of April 5th, 2025, they have debuted over $145 million worldwide, but the budget was $270 million. When you look at other live action films like The Little Mermaid, it made over $500 million, and that also had a lot of controversy. But that version of The Little Mermaid was also kind of good, so at the same time, can you blame The Little Mermaid for making $500 million compared to Snow White's performance of $145 million? There was also a lot of controversy that happened within Snow White, the live action version, and it just seemed like it got pushed back for a year or so. We were supposed to get this in 2024. There were reshoots throughout the past year, and it just didn't seem like too good compared to other movies like the Aladdin live action movie, which was actually one of the higher rated live action movies that Disney has put out throughout the years. And we're also getting the live action Lilo and Stitch that is happening in the upcoming future, releasing this year, because now Disney is reportedly saying that they're gonna stop all live action remakes, or specifically Tangled, because a live action Tangled has been confirmed and was in the works and the process. The movie was set to be directed by the Greatest Showman filmmaker Michael Gracie. They're on pause, so of course they could resume anytime, but right now I feel like it's a good state for Disney to calm down with the live action remakes and let's take a pause on it. This is because, and I think you guessed it, it's the underperformance because of the live action Snow White. It kind of sucks, to be honest, because I think a live action Tangled movie would absolutely do numbers in the box office. Maybe because people's favorite princess in Disney is Rapunzel, and I'm a Rapunzel fan myself. But then when you see a movie like Snow White, it just drains the hype throughout all future live action projects. I mean, if you are a fan of the channel and you've seen previous videos of me talking about Disney has to stop this, Snow White is going to fail, I basically predicted this. But at the same time, I had hope kind of for Snow White because it's just a live action film, one of Disney's classic princesses. But this is gonna lead to the fact, I don't think they're just gonna stop at Tangled. I think there's multiple projects of Disney princesses in the live action universe that is gonna be put on pause. And like, you know, some people may think that's a good thing, some people may think that's a bad thing, because a lot of people do like the live action film. The numbers don't lie, and you know what, we just got to be honest with ourselves. This pause can be put on hold for many things, like the Princess and the Frog live action movie. We already got a pause on the Tangled movie. Maybe even they were making a break. Maybe we can't put fingers on anybody. Maybe I'm just pointing at Snow White themselves, maybe Disney, but it's just hard to see a movie like the original Snow White be turned into a live action film and it does that bad. We can't blame the actresses and actors that play in these movies, but we could just blame the whole idea, concept of this movie being bad for many reasons, because they had to do reshoots, because they didn't even include the 7 dwarfs in the original concept of the live action movie. If you already saw Snow White, you already know it just seemed a little bit off-putting. It seemed like they knew the reshoots were happening and you could tell. But then when you look at other movies like the Aladdin movie, it just seems so natural, so nice. You had Genie played by Will Smith. Even though people hated on this movie, it still did pretty good, and a lot of people still like this live action Aladdin till this day. Fans have been asking for a lot of things from Disney, and Disney just doesn't listen to them. Sadly, I know it sucks. Just your average movie viewer, a movie watcher, you don't even have to watch movies like that. The people that grew up on the original cartoon movie and then they get to see a live action version adaptation, they just want one thing: for it to be the same thing kinda as the original. People just want to relate to the original film, and that's perfectly fine. Literally little tweaks and everything like that can make the movie a whole better if you just think about it. That didn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. And Disney makes those bold choices, those risky choices that kind of backlash them a little bit when talking about the movie. I don't even have to say examples because I'm assuming you already know, with Snow White costing Disney millions of dollars worth of reshoots. Like I said, most of it because of the CGI dwarves that happened. They were not originally going to be called the dwarves. They were going to be called the 7 bandits, and they weren't going to be dwarves. It's just the way that the creative mind goes within the Disney team, and then that portrays to filming, and that portrays to the people, because the people is what they want. Just give it to the people. Give the people what they ask for. When it came to the beginning of the whole live action stuff with the Alice in the Wonderland, the Maleficent, oh, those were the days. I'm not even that old and I still memorize those movies vividly. I was 9 when Maleficent came on. Maleficent was a darker tone on the villain's perspective. I don't even know why was I allowed to watch that movie. It still kind of haunts me till this day. And then another movie that they were also developing or planning to make was the live action Hercules movie, and now this is gonna be put on pause. I'm a big fan of Hercules. Hercules is a good movie, one of an underrated Disney movie in my opinion. But then I hear there's rumors that it's gonna be told in Hades' perspective, not Hercules, which is the name title of the movie, Hercules. If you want to make a live action movie called Hades based on Hades' perspective, go for it, but don't be using Hercules' name when you got to talk about Hades. Can't go to the distance with that one. I'm just letting you know, Disney. There's so many changes that Disney's could do, very little tweaks, but then when they change the big things, it's not even the same story anymore. I'm just glad that Disney's finally realizing that, you know, after this flop of Snow White, there's some changes that has to be made and some pauses that have to be taken care of. Even though it sucks, we're not gonna see some live action movies that we want to see, and I feel like it's best if we take a pause, rethink everything, and then we just go on from there. Then you have a big competitor of Disney and a live action movie that is coming very soon, and a lot of reactions, first reactions, they're looking pretty good. What happened at CinemaCon this past week was the first reaction to the How to Train Your Dragon movie. People are excited for this movie to come out, including myself. I'm a big How to Train Your Dragon fan, especially the first one. And the first reactions are looking pretty good. They're staying exactly to the movie, except having a little tweaks here and there just to enhance the story. So maybe Disney could follow that same pattern instead of having major changes to their characters that we all love, because it's already confirmed that they're already making a How to Train Your Dragon 2 live action, and not many people are mad about it because they haven't even seen the first one yet to give it their final thoughts. If the first How to Train Your Dragon does extremely well, this could mean future opportunities, because in my opinion 3D animation is like the closest that we'll ever get to live action unless you do the real thing, and most fans enjoy the 3D animation. Sometimes people miss the 2D animation, never the live action ones though, because if this pattern keeps on repeating, we're about to get Inside Out live action. We're about to get the Shrek live action movie. As a Disney fan, I think it's safe to say that it's good that they're keeping a pause on future live action projects. The only live action movie that's going to come out is going to be Lilo and Stitch, and of course the Moana movie that is going to be live action, but we haven't got no news on updates on that one, so I don't know if they're pausing that too. I don't hate the live action movies. I wish they could be a little bit better, maybe tweak a little bit, but not too much. I think Disney is putting a perfect pause on live action movies, or just the live action Tangled movie right now, just to see how it is without the live action movies for just a little bit. If they continue doing live action movies with the same pattern, Disney is gonna lose millions and millions of dollars, and it's gonna lose that Disney spark that we all love. I know that Disney is a very big company and very many people are a part of these live action projects, so I guess we have to wait and see until future updates on the live action movies. We love Disney, we want the best for Disney because they give us childhood memories, but Snow White, once again, it was not it. But let me know in the comments below, did you like the Snow White movie? Are you glad that they're putting a pause on live action movies, just specifically the Tangled movie? Maybe this could lead to a definite pause on live action movies for right now, maybe for the best. But if you like this video, make sure to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I am on X, Twitter, however you want to say it, at Guy Blockbuster. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's all I got for today, and have a good one, and don't forget to take care.